to Stacie's Corner. I'm Stacie. I hope all you had a wonderful weekend. Let's continue the City of Bones story. Clary, Jace, Isabel, Simon, and Alec get off the subway train because they're heading to Magnus Bain's party in Brooklyn. When they get off the train, they're in a area where there's a lot of warehouses and factories that people have turned into lofts and galleries. And so they're heading down, and Clary is kind of walking behind everybody and in her own thoughts. And Jace says, "Catch up, and I don't want nothing to happen to you." She said, "Well, don't worry about it." And he said, "The last time I left you alone, you got attacked by a demon." And she said that, "So what?" He said, "What's your problem?" And she said, "Well, I just had a bunch of people mess with my head this morning, and now I'm going to the person that actually messed with my head and made me lose all my memories. And what do you think I'm feeling?" And he said, "Don't you want to know the truth?" And she said, "I don't know. What about you?" And he said, "Yes, I would like to know the truth." And so they're walking around, and he says, "Do you recognize anything?" And she said, "No, because we're in my pictures, in my mind, everything had snow all over the place." And Alex says, "I think we're here." And they come around a car, and there's a row of black, sleek motorcycles that have oily tubes and things all over around it. And they said that's vampire bikes, and how they're run is by demon energies. So Jace comes over near one and rubs his hand across one of them. And Alec looks at him strangely and says, "What are you doing?" And Clary sees that he put his hand back in his pocket. So Isabel said, "Are we going to go to the party, or are we just going to mess with, look at these black bikes? Because that's not what we're here for. I want to go have a party." So they head to the door, and Isabel rings it, and no answer. She rings it again, and still no answer. And she is about to ring it again, and Alex says, "Don't be rude." And then the door opens up, and Isabel says, Magnus Bain," and he said, "That's me." And she said that we're here for the party. And he said, "I didn't invite any shadow hunters here." And she gives him the invitation, and he looks at it, and he said, "I must have been drunk." So he lets them in. So they walk up the stairs, and up on the stairs they go into a loft that is have like dark curtains and with like dirt and glitter and stuff all over it, so it doesn't bring any of the outside light. And also there's a dance floor and a bar, and at the bar there's this lilac skinned woman that has four sets of hands, and doing an awesome job of being a bartender. And the drinks that she's pouring are red and like some type of blue concoction, and green like poison. And so she's doing an awesome job, probably because she has another set of hands to do all this. And then there's music blaring, but Claire doesn't see a band. And all of a sudden somebody asks her, "Are you enjoying the party?" And she sees it's Magnus Bain, and she said, "What's the party for?" And he says, "I'm celebrating my cat's birthday." And she said, "Where is your cat?" And he said he ran off somewhere. And here comes Alec and Jace, and Claire says, "Where's Simon and Isabel?" And they point, and they're dancing on the dance floor. And all of a sudden, here comes somebody says, "Magnus Bain, I want justice." And it's this short buff guy, and saying, somebody put holy water in my bike and melted all the tubes. Now I can't even run or fly. And you promised me there was not going to be any werewolf men here. And he said, I didn't invite any children of the moon because of your stupid feud. And he said, well, I want justice. And Magnus Bane does something like mess with his hands a little bit, which causes the vampire to lose his voice, but he's trying to talk and he's clutching his throat, and all of a sudden he's flipped around like somebody turned him around and pushed him towards the exit. Said, you overstepped your welcome here, so you need to leave. So he's gone, and Alec was laughing, and he said, we put the holy water in his bike. And Jay said, Alec? And Magnus Bane says, I thought so. And he said, why are you here? Were you here just to destroy some vampire bikes, or what's up? And Jay said, we need to talk to you. And he said, am I in trouble? And he said, no, you're not in the trouble with the covenant. So then what's up? And he said, we need your help. And he says, if you help us, you won't be called upon by the Silent City. And so Magnus Bane, I guess I don't have a choice. And he said, no, not really. So they go up to his bedroom, and up there, Clary says that I need to know why you put this block on my mind. And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. Why don't you, you need to talk to your parents. And she said, well, my mom's gone. And he said, what about your father? And she said, my father died before I was born. He said, that's just carelessness. And Jay said, she didn't lose her mom. And she said, no, she was taken from me by Valentine. He said, I don't know no Valentine. And she said that, but you're the one that put this block on my mind. And Jay said, yes, because when we took her to the Silent City this morning, guess what we found out? And he said, my signature, right? And she said, so you put your signature on my mind? Why? And he said, because I was so proud of it. And because it was the best spell I've ever put on somebody. And she said, why did you do it? Because she told me to. And Clary was thinking, who? But after she said that, she realized what it was before Magnus said it was your mother. And that's all I was able to read today. I hope you like it. Click like, hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.